Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. Very good morning, it's Penuel the Black Pen. So the 94th Academy Awards that we popularly know as the Oscars, which are the awards for the best movies on the planet in America, came and went. And one of the biggest highlights was Will Smith slapping the shit out of Chris Rock. Why was he slapping the shit out of Chris Rock? It's because Chris Rock made a joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, and the fact that she looks like G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane refers to a movie that was done by Demi Moore where there's a female soldier who is bald. Jada Pinkett is currently suffering from a disorder called alopecia, which is a disorder that speaks about hair loss. Hair loss that could either be hereditary, could be a medical condition, it could be your hormones, or it might just be that you're getting old. So she's beginning to lose patches of hair, and that's probably why she keeps her hair short. So in that joke, I guess Will Smith got touched, and he decided to go and defend Jada Pinkett's honor. Chris Rock is a very popular, very intelligent comedian. At some point, I think he was deemed the most intelligent comedian in the world. At some point, he was the highest earning comedian in the world, beating even the Jewish Seinfeld, because Seinfeld has been the highest earning comedian in the world for a really, really long time. And I'd like to think it's thanks to a lot of the support from the Jewish community. Other people have cracked jokes about Jada. The Rock cracked a joke at some award as well, where Jada couldn't attend, saying that Jada not coming to these awards is like me not coming to Rihanna's panties. You know, you don't need to be invited. It's not something that you'd ever turn down. But Will Smith thereafter gave a speech because he won for the first time the Best Actor Award at the Academy Awards for his role playing Richard Williams, the father of Venus and Serena Williams. Venus and Serena Williams, just as an aside, were also part of the executive producers of the movie King Richard, along with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, who own a production company called Westbrook. So he won the Academy Award for Best Actor, and he took that time crying, very emotional, to speak about how important it is to defend family, how important it is for him to defend the honor of Jada, how important it was for him to defend the little girls that were acting as Venus and Serena Williams in the movie, and other women as well. Speaking about how Richard Williams was also a fierce protector of his family in real life, protecting his daughters and his family. And he made a joke about, art, life imitating art, where he's now the overprotective, aggressive father in real life. It highlighted a lot of things, part of it being, number one, was it appropriate and professional for Will Smith to be slapping Chris Rock? Could he not have addressed him on the side? Is Will Smith losing control of his emotional intelligence as he gets older? Is he becoming more black, more of a nigger? Is it a matter that Chris Rock was picked on because obviously he's a little guy? Would Will Smith have done the same if it was The Rock that had cracked such a joke on stage? Or was he taking advantage of a smaller guy knowing that he's bigger than him and knowing that Chris Rock won't retaliate? Is he losing his cool because his wife is really not in a good space? And maybe this was him finally venting about all the stuff that had been spoken about with regards to him, and more particular the case where Jada Pinkett had slept with a very young August Alcina. Popular story of August Alcina, who was not in a good mental space, visiting the Smith home because he was friends with Jaden, Will Smith and Jada's son. And in that time of weakness and not being okay and being confused, a lot of people feel like Jada took advantage of a vulnerable young guy, slept with him for her own purposes, for her own selfish desires to feel good about herself, at the expense of cheating on her husband and potentially ruining her marriage. Will Smith was brought onto the red table that Jada presents, and they had a discussion about this. They tried to laugh it through, but Will Smith looked very uncomfortable and very miserable. They tried to brush it over, but August had said he was in love with Jada, and he said, look, he loved the whole family, but he didn't understand why he was being treated in a funny way. So maybe all of that stuff had been piling up and building up, and Will Smith has been trending as a meme of a crying guy, soft nigger, being dominated by Jada. Every time the month of August comes by, the joke starts again. And he'd been wound up and emotional. And I mean, I think Will Smith's been an emotional guy for a while. I mean, even in his movies, he becomes quite emotional. He cries. He's passionate. He invests himself fully into what he does. And he spoke in his speech about how in this industry we're in, we're always meant to take the jokes and the attacks and laugh them off. And I guess that was him saying, look, we're human and we do break. And I guess that was his breaking point. Made a shout out to Denzel Washington, one of the greatest actors, if not the greatest actor of all time, who has played, for me, Denzel Washington has been one of the greatest mentors of being a father. If you watch most of his movies, he almost always plays a father figure. And he generally always has a young person under him in that movie. And he's always passing on these pearls of wisdom. There's a clip that always trends of him speaking to his son in Fences about how I don't need to love you. I just need to provide. My responsibility is to be your father and provide for you. I don't need to like you. You don't need to like me. But if you watch a lot of his other movies, you'll see it. Man on Fire, He Got Game. I think The Great Debaters. Samuel L. Jackson had a similar stint in Coach Carter. These great black actors that are playing these roles where they are father figures. And through their acting and through their characters and through their roles, we get to be taught what a good father is out there. Remember the Titans. Tuck in your shirt, pull up your socks, be a man, stand up, love yourself, speak up, protect the women. Denzel Washington said to Will Smith that it's at your highest, at your peak in your career, that the devil will come for you. And he was speaking about the fact that you always need to keep your cool because you will be attacked. You will be attacked. I see it all the time with a lot of celebrities. I see it with politicians. People will attack you because of their own misery and because they're masking their own issues, their own insecurities. And you have to try and be strong emotionally and ride through it. I was also reminded while Will Smith was crying and slapping that, one of the things we've said is that a lot of these emotional men are emotional because of feminine energy. A lot of the guys that have masculine energy, obviously masculine energy comes with testosterone and a willingness for violence. But it's normally violence that you deem is appropriate. If you're going to war, if someone is breaking into your house, you're willing to lift up their testosterone and become a real man and fight back. And normally when someone pokes fun at you and you break, it's normally because you're highly emotional, estrogen, like a female. And Will Smith and Kevin Hart have made movies about being fathers. Kevin Hart's movie being Fatherhood, Will Smith's movie being The Pursuit of Happiness, where both of them are very soft, emotional fathers. And at some point I'd spoken about this thing that I don't know, man. I don't know if this is the best way to go about it. I don't know myself as a feminine father if this has been the best. I love kissing my kids and hugging them and almost being overprotective. Jordan Peterson says, a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a dangerous man who has it under voluntary control. You need to have it under voluntary control. You must switch it on when it's appropriate. Was it appropriate to slap a friend, Chris Rock, for a supposedly harmless joke? Were you taking out your frustration from a whole lot of other people on the wrong person? Can you control yourself better? Are you getting old? Are you hyper emotional? Are you hyper feminine? Does Will Smith need to go and do more push-ups and pull-ups and, understand that, this is fucking part of the game? Or was that very necessary? Because again, we keep seeing these things, men committing suicide, men beating and killing their women. We keep seeing these signs that we as men need to talk. And videos like this is us talking. And men need to talk back and say, this is what's happening with me. I'm scared. My girlfriend is pregnant. I've blocked her. I don't know what to say to her because I'm scared. I don't know what being a father means. I don't know what happens if this child needs me and I'm not there. I'm broke. I'm unemployed. I don't know how to get a job. I feel constrained at work. My boss is always shouting at me and I don't like the idea of being shouted at by another man in front of my colleagues, especially the female colleagues. This is not what Nelson Mandela and other people struggled for me to be bullied by some white person in corporate. I don't have money. My woman doesn't like me. My woman's cheated on me with a guy that's got more money than me. My children don't like me. They think I'm a deadbeat because they told at school all the time, where's your father? Where's your father? Your father's absent. And it makes them hate me even though they don't understand what I'm going through. I feel bad because I've slapped my woman. I feel bad because I've beaten women in the past being drunk. I'm drinking too much. I'm taking drugs. My self-esteem is rock bottom. I don't know who to speak to. And whenever I try to speak to my woman, she laughs it off. When I speak to my family, they tell me to man up. And I don't know if part of the issue is the diet we have, our lack of exercise. Men are not spending enough time together. Maybe we're being feminized because we're expected to be hands-on as fathers when that's not really who we should be, changing nappies and dealing with scraped knees. You'll get to watch the video, and I guess you'll get to hear or get to decide your thoughts as well, and you'll hear Will Smith's speech. And I guess there'll be a lot of conversations about this. I mean, we're having conversations about Kanye West breakdown, losing Kim Kardashian. Now Kim is dating Pete, I think Pete Davidson or something like that. Kanye not being able to see his kids when he wants. Kanye feeling like he doesn't have control over how his kids are being parented. And having emotional breakdowns on social media. And Kanye West, again, taking it out on the wrong person. Shouting at Trevor Noah for Trevor telling his own story of his mom who was a victim of abuse. And how it's not right that Kanye is harassing Kim. And how Kim, as a woman who is so powerful and so rich, can also be a victim of harassment. And what does that mean for normal women out there who are scared of leaving abusive men? Men who harass them, who troll them, who stalk them on social media and elsewhere. We need to have these conversations and we need to figure out what's going on. The medication we're taking, our lack of exercise, our lack of sunlight, our lack of spending time with our people, our family, because capitalism says we are successful when we move as far away as possible from our people. And when we're not okay, we need a hug, we need to cry. But capitalism will tell you, no, you need to be isolated, you need bed rest, you need to take medication, you need to see a stranger called a therapist instead of going to your people and just being at peace and speaking to them and laughing with them and having your mom, if she's still alive, cook a warm meal for you and having your father spend time with you and just wrestle with you and take a walk with you and speak about his experiences as a man and his struggles as a man and the women that have cheated on him and the women that have hit him and the woman that he's hit and how he's had to just forgive himself and had to forgive other people and find his way because life is tough. And no one is reminding us that life is hard and life is meant to be a struggle. Soft life is meant to be a reward after you've put in hard work. It's not meant to be a daily thing. Life is not meant to be so convenient. We're meant to push hard. We used to hunt and forage. Today we click on an app to get Uber Eats. We don't walk, we don't run. I hope Will Smith will get through whatever he's going through. I hope Jada Pinkett will be able to fight the alopecia, and I guess she also needs to hopefully forgive herself what's happened with August and the fact that a lot of people are still triggered. I've said before that one incident can change your life. You rape a woman, you beat someone up, you steal something, you become a jailbird, and for the rest of your life, that's how you are defined. And you can try and do good, Gayton McKenzie. Doesn't matter how much good you do, Jacob Zuma. You can say that you stand for Americans, Donald Trump. You can say I gave my people back land, Robert Mugabe. But it's like people don't care because it takes one negative incident for people to write you off forever, and it defines you. And we need to move better. As a person who's growing his own brand, I'm being attacked on social media by weak, feeble minds who I know are broken, who are miserable, who don't understand me. And I need to take that and not feel like I'm being cyberbullied and not become depressed and potentially suicidal. But I realize that there's something wrong with us out there. Yes, we're not meant to be happy chappies every day. Hey, Pen, such great comment. We must criticize each other. We must build each other. But we mustn't destroy each other. I hope you'll have a blessed week. Hope you'll have a blessed Monday. I believe in you very much. I love you. Penuel the Black Pen.